Hello and welcome to Citizen Voice Network. And today we have been graced by Senator Morgan Komichi. And as you know, the country's political landscape is shifting following the enactment of CAB 3, a law that has sparked intense debate over the future of constitutional governance, accountability, and democracy. And the government says that the amendment is aimed at strengthening governance, and while people like Senator Komichi here argue that it weakens key constitutional safeguards. And Senator Komichi is one of the outspoken critics of this amendment, and has claimed that he's receiving death threats following the stance against this piece of legislation. And in this interview, we want to discuss the implications of CAB 3, the future of constitutional activism, and the state of Zimbabwe's opposition, whether the failure of the opposition forces to unite contributed to this bill's easy passage. We also explore what comes next after those seeking to challenge the new law and advance democratic reforms have failed at this point in time. Senator Komichi, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Senator Komichi, as you know, the last time that we spoke, CAB 3 was still a bill, but now it has been gazetted and signed into law by the president of Zimbabwe. What are your quick reactions to this?
CAB 3 was a bill of a ZANU-PF cabal. It was a bill owned by Mnangagwa and his Ugandandas. The bill was never for the people. So whatever happened through Parliament and Senate to the point of being signed by the president, that still remains a draconian law for Mnangagwa and his team. The people of Zimbabwe, the 17 million people of Zimbabwe are excluded in that thing. So we will not accept what happened before, during, and even after signing. The CAB 3 will not be acceptable. We will not encourage any Zimbabwean to accept that section of the law. That is a ZANU-PF law. That is a shake building law. It has got nothing to do with the people of Zimbabwe. We will not accept that law. We will fight that particular section of the law until we win.
Mm-hmm. Senator Komichi, I just want to understand from you, chingava chiri chinangwa che CAB 3. Why CAB 3? Sekuona kwenye mfungo wenyu, why did the government or the Minister of Justice propose this bill, which is now in law?
CAB 3 is a project for Emerson Mnangagwa and his family and his children. Ziyambi was then used as a bulldog together with the Mudenda, the Speaker of Parliament. They were chosen by Mnangagwa to execute this project. Remember, the Secretary General of ZANU-PF was Obetumpo. He was removed. The Secretary for Legal Affairs for ZANU-PF was Patrick Chinamasa. He was removed. Mm-hmm. Because these two gentlemen saw reason that this CAB 3 was unconstitutional. These two gentlemen. And they were removed from their positions. That's why today Obetumpo is very much disgruntled, humiliated. We know it. So when Mnangagwa decided to push this CAB 3, he chose these two bulldogs. These two gentlemen they were there to execute the project spearheaded by Mnangagwa himself. That's got nothing to do with any other person, even within ZANU-PF. It is a family affair thing. Mnangagwa wants to create a dynasty of his family to run this country. He is withdrawing the rights of the people that went for the liberation war. He's withdrawing that. He's not trying to transform a system that would permanently put the presidency or the leadership of this country in his own home, in his own family. So that's why he refused to take the bill through the referendum, as was prescribed by the Constitution that I'm holding today.
Mm-hmm. And
this Constitution says it clearly: if you want to change term of extension of a president, you go through the referendum.
Mm-hmm. Senator Komichi, you have also on several occasions labeled yourself a constitutionalist, same as President Mnangagwa. And if CAB 3 has passed into law, and if President Mnangagwa says yes to continuing up until 2030, 2028,
He can't
2030, if he does, he will be acting within the confines of the law because CAB 3 is now law.
Mnangagwa cannot claim to be constitutionalist. A constitutionalist should have followed what is prescribed in this constitution I'm holding today. Section 328, 6 and 7 are very clear on what must be done if you want to change the term limits of a president, if you want to benefit out of the changes of that particular term limit. That was supposed to be, if he was a constitutionalist, he was not supposed to create other meanings or to redefine those two statements. He wasn't supposed to change it to suit himself. So he failed there to be a constitutionalist. He cannot be. That was actually an act of a fake constitutionalist. A true constitutionalist should have really followed this constitution through and through without changing anything. But we witnessed this CAB 3 processes, things were changed to suit a cabal. The constitutionalism should have been fulfilled by referring that CAB 3 to the referendum. Actually, to 2 referendums. That was avoided. So as far as we're concerned, the constitution was mutilated by Mnangagwa and this cabal.
Mm-hmm. This is not the first time that opposition activists have gone against government, and you have for the longest time saying that President Mnangagwa is illegitimate, and today he stands tall as Zimbabwe's president. And you are saying that you will oppose this bill. But
it's actually unfortunate that we're given a man called Emmerson Mnangagwa and this part called ZANU-PF. Very unfortunate for the Zimbabweans. Unlike God laughed at us to have that kind of a president and that kind of a party. The party and the president that do not even respect the people of Zimbabwe themselves. We went for the liberation war to have the freedom of expression, the freedom of conscience, the freedom of association, of assembly. Mnangagwa has completely closed that door. He is actually worse off than Robert Mugabe. During Robert Mugabe's time, we were able to hold our rallies, our meetings. We could freely move. Today, the door is fully closed by Emmerson Mnangagwa. I don't know what kind of a man he is.
You want to hold rallies in what capacity?
We want to hold rallies.
There's no position in the country.
As a Zimbabwean, I should have the freedom of conscience,
if you
of
call
association,
for a rally today,
of assembly. I should be able to. I should not be governed by a political party, which I'm contesting with. Right now, if you look at the people that have been arrested for no good reason, you would wonder what kind of a president is he? What kind of a party is he? People who are assembling. Let me give you the case of my situation. I almost got killed by ZANU-PF state agents or thugs wielding a screwdriver, accusing me of holding meetings. Accusing me of holding meetings in my car. Like when he wanted to attack me, I was actually holding a meeting with a young man.
No, we'll get to those threats.
I'm trying to express how bad Emmerson Mnangagwa is. How unfortunate we are as Zimbabweans to have a man like that. How unfortunate is Zimbabweans to have a president like that. He is making life difficult for ordinary people. He's making life difficult for politicians like us and many others.
I hope that Zimbabweans will forgive you, Senator Komichi, because they think that you played a role as opposition in endorsing President Emmerson Mnangagwa when he came into power after 2017 events. But that's a debate for another day. Now that the bill is law, Senator Komichi, what legal, civic, or political options remain for people like you who are opposing it?
There are plenty. I'm holding this constitution and guided by Section 59, which allows the Zimbabweans to peacefully demonstrate and petition the government. We are going to do that because we are constitutionalists, we are following constitutional roots. So we don't expect Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF to stop us. If he's going to stop us to arrange to mobilize the people of Zimbabwe to demonstrate, we are prepared to die. If he's prepared to kill us in our thousands, I'm one of the people who will be in the forefront and who will be ready to be killed as long as I followed this constitution.
Senator Komichi, when you say we, you are referring to who?
We are going to mobilize the people of Zimbabwe. We are going to engage other political parties. We are going to engage civil society. We are going to engage churches. We are going to engage vendors. We are going to engage Makorokos. We are going to engage everyone who is grumbling. We have done our survey. No one wants this Cap 3. No one wants Mnangagwa anymore. No one wants ZANU-PF anymore. People are sick and tired of that cabal. They want that team to go. People are now calling for Mnangagwa must go. ZANU-PF must go. This is what we're going to be pushing for using this constitution. We're going to be very peaceful, but we'll express ourselves and they will not be stopped by whoever wishes to do so. You'll be wasting your time because the time is up. The people they are sick and tired and they are prepared to die. Just the same way the Zanda forces and Zipra forces fought here in Douglas Smith. It was time was enough, was ripe, and they never feared to die. They went to Mozambique and Zambia. They came back here to die for their freedom. We have reached the same point right now. We are prepared to go on the street to die for this country. That I can assure you.
Senator Komichi, this is the third time, if I'm not mistaken, that I've sat with you in this same room having an interview like this, and we were talking about CAB 3. This was CAB 3 in its infancy, the first interview. You said that you're going to demonstrate, and 2, 3, 4 months down the line, we are still here speaking about demonstration. Wasn't it prudent for you and your colleagues and people that you said you would mobilize to render or to demonstrate then when CAB 3 was still at its infancy, rather than to wait for it to be passed into law?
It is a process. We've been organizing. We've been engaging each other. Now, it is the right time for us to demonstrate because Emerson Mnangagwa has not committed a crime. Before the signing of the CAB 3, Emerson Mnangagwa had not committed a crime. He has now finally committed a crime. He's now going to be, we're not going to charge him for committing a crime or violating our constitution. This is the right time now for us now to confront Mnangagwa, because whoever is going to ask us all over the world, we are saying we are going to die and demonstrate and fight this man because he signed an illegal bill. He has changed our constitution illegally. He did not involve us. We now have a case to charge him. He can answer the question, the change because he has not committed a crime. So this is the time for us to organize ourselves to demonstrate. In Isusu, there are several groups that have been formed in Zimbabwe organizing to confront. We have CDF, we have DCP, we have United Opposition, we have various churches. We are now going to come together. The United Opposition is going to come out to the CDF and the DCP, and we're going to form a formidable front to push the people of Zimbabwe onto the street, whether Mnangagwa and this cabal want or whatever. If they want to kill us, they must load their guns, AK rifles. We're prepared to confront them on the street to fight this particular illegal act.
Senator Komichi. Senator Komichi, 500,000 people expressed their views concerning CAB 3. Of those 500,000 people, through written submissions, through emails, through physical participation, about 2,000, around 2,000, 3,000 people are saying no to this, we're saying no to this amendment, meaning that close to 497,000 people were saying yes to CAB 3. And here you are saying you mobilize. But Zimbabweans did spoke, saying that CAB 3 must sail through.
My brother, don't be fooled by those fake figures. Those are fake figures that should not convince anyone. Why did they arrest Tendai Biti when he went to mobilize people in Mutare? Today, Tendai Biti is a culprit. He's appearing in court. When he was trying to reach out to the people of Zimbabwe to talk against this Cap 3, he was arrested. Today, we got a gentleman who is in sales right now, Joel Mugari, who was trying to organize people against Cap 3. He was arrested. He was actually arrested yesterday, even after the Cap 3 has been signed. That's why I'm saying Emerson Mnangagwa and this cabal have closed the democratic space. And they created those fake 500,000 people whom they created from ZANU-PF structures. We have 17 million people in Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. Why did he fear to put this bill to the referendum if he was confident?
It was going to be costly.
Costly to who? That's what the Constitution says. He knew very well that the people of Zimbabwe would not vote for that rubbish. That's why he avoided. He sat down with his team of crooks and lied to the people of Zimbabwe. And he refused to follow the Constitution. They've never explained any convincing statement why they would not go for the referendum. They've never done so. I've listened to Zambi talking. I've listened to Muganga talking. Not even a single day did they ever explain why they are omitting what the Constitution is saying. Because they knew the people of Zimbabwe would not vote for that rubbish. So what did they do? They used their force, their power, the influence of the government, they arm-twisted the people of Zimbabwe and declared themselves whatever Cap 3. That's rubbish, my friend. That thing must not even see the light of the day.
The same way that you want to mobilize people now to revolt or to demonstrate against Cap 3, the same energy, why didn't you use it to mobilize for people to attend hearings, for people to send emails to Parliament, for people to air their views through other channels that were open?
I'll give you an example. Mm-hmm. When Tendai Biti went to Mutare, he was on that mission. They arrested him. When Joel Mugari was trying to organize that, they arrested him. Joel Mugari actually put an application through the police. Mm-hmm. They denied him to act. Today he's in jail. Today he's in court right now, as I'm speaking. Mm-hmm. What kind of a government is that? What kind of a president is that? We saw unconstitutional and undemocratic. Section 58, 59, 60, 61, the Bill of Rights is very clear in this. On the right of association, assembly, expression, the conscience are well defined by this constitution. But the gentleman called Emerson Mnangagwa is refusing to give those people the rights of the people of Zimbabwe to exercise what is the constitution. Mm-hmm.
Senator Komichi,
we have got a problem with Mnangagwa and his team. We used to express ourselves during Mugabe's time. Mm-hmm. We used to do our political activities during Mugabe's time. He's giving us a false, peaceful country. Tarwadziwa muwemedu. Takuda kuputika. Tarwadziwa. And never, ever underestimate the anger of the people of Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. But don't take us for granted. Don't take us for granted. There's always the time for everything. Mm-hmm. There is always the time bomb. This is the time for the time bomb to explode. If he was so feeling kuti zvinhu zviri nyore, he's lying to himself. We are sick and tired. We want now to confront him and his team. If he wants to give Masoja the right to kill us, he can go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Senator Komichi, there are people that are saying that as critics, Cap 3 critics, have you run out of ideas on what to do? Because we see you, especially on press conferences and interviews like this, where you're saying that you're going to challenge Cap 3 in every aspect. And you promise that there will be action. Action. But it's a cycle that is continuing. Modzoka zvakare kuma interviews. Muchiti chimirai mone, there's a time for everything. Zvakuda kutoibva, zvakuda kutodii. Mone ideas here kuti zvoitwa sei?
Now, my ideas now. All the process that you've already mentioned, it was an accumulation towards the final day. A process. We're organizing ourselves. We admit at one particular moment, opposition got affected, we got disintegrated. So it's not an overnight thing to simply bring those heads together, those minds together, so that we can think in the same way. We are there now. We see the enemy the same way. We do believe that we cannot do it individually. That's why we hear of alliances and grand coalitions being talked about. That is the time we're waiting for. That is the time. I have been one of the preachers of the grand coalition. I came here to talk about unity. Remember, I came here to talk about unity. I am smiling today when I see people uniting because I believe what I've been calling for has been finally achieved.
Isn't this one of the so-called Maduku strategies?
What is Maduku strategy?
The Maduku strategy that the late Robert Mugabe said, kuti kana vanhu vane nzara vanodai kuti vaone zvimari kubva kune nyika dzakatipoteredza.
This is the fight for freedom, fight for our rights, fight for our constitution, fight for defending the liberation struggle. We know our fathers and mothers and uncles went to fight for the free Zimbabwe. They died in the bushes, they died here, they died in Mozambique. We are going to defend that. We are the generation who's going to defend the values of the freedom war. It is being overturned. It's being abused by this cabal. That's why even in the war veterans fraternity, they are not happy. That's why they've also taken this matter to court, the war veterans themselves. Because they are seeing what they died for, what they fought for, is being converted into personal use by Emerson Mnangagwa and this cabal. So us and the liberation war fighters were joining hands to defend what they fought for, to defend this constitution.
President Mnangagwa has been there from 2017. Pane zvamuri kumboona here zvavari kuita, like, is it that bad?
I'm a politician. That's the area, that's the home I live. That's the area I play. That's the food I eat.
Politics.
Politics. Emerson Mnangagwa is worse than Mugabe in that area. He's worse than Mugabe. He's too controlling. He operates under fear. Don't know. He's afraid of the people of Zimbabwe. That's why he's using my laws. We have no freedom in this country as politicians. We have no freedom. It is not true that the opposition is completely dead. He is crushed using heavy-handedness. So Mnangagwa politically is anochka. I don't know Anchikachi. He has no confidence of the people that is running. He sees ghosts in the people of Zimbabwe. He sees enemies in the people of Zimbabwe. We are Zimbabweans that is supposed to rule as the president. We are supposed to be subordinates to him. He's supposed to provide the freedom that we fought for. We're supposed to give us that environment where we feel free. The environment is not there.
Senator Komichi, you want to move on to alleged death threats on yourself. You have publicly stated that you are receiving death threats. Can you describe the nature of these threats?
This is ZANU-PF and its systems, which is trying to threaten certain politicians whom they are afraid of, I included. I'm not the only one who has received this death threat. There are quite a number of people. But these people who are sending death threats are authorized by ZANU-PF. And the state president cannot pretend not to know this. Because when these people threaten us, they are claiming to be defending the state president. They are threatening Kutiko, we are fighting Cape 3. And he should know. I've been in politics during Mugabe's time. I never received a death threat per phone bank. Yes, of course, I was arrested, taken to the police, taken to court, taken to prison, but never received a death threat in my lifetime. 2 days ago, I was confronted by a thug who threatened me that Komichi, stop what you are doing. You are holding meetings and organizing meetings against Cape 3 who will kill you. Those were the words by that particular thug.
Was this a physical?
A physical threat. Actually, it came on my car. Lucky enough, the windows were closed. it was just slightly open so that I could hear what they were saying.
So it means there are people
The man
that
was actually holding a screwdriver.
So it means that there are people that are following you.
There are people that are following me, not only me, many other leaders are being followed. Because my friend, whom I was supposed to go and see, Pazeki Papa, Paneto and Papa, was manhandled as well. He was saved by the people that were there. But they took pictures of that man. The same day I was attacked. The same day that friend of mine was attacked. So, which means some people who are, naturally people are afraid. We are being bad to go to Sheraton Hotel in Komichi. But we don't want to see you at Rainbow Hotel in Komichi. They can bring the gun and kill me there. I will not stop to go anywhere. I'm not going to be given any condition. The only place that I will not go is ZANU-PF headquarters. Anywhere else in Zimbabwe, I will move and I will go there. If they want to slaughter me, they can come and slaughter me. I don't care. So these kind of threats, they give us the definition of the president we do have in this country. So President Emmerson Mnangagwa should have the conscience and the courtesy to allow the freedom of expression.
Have you reported these threats to the police?
He said it.
What was their
response? I reported the police, military police. That's where my case number is. Mm-hmm. That's where I put the case. Yes, of course, they took the report. But what did they do? When these things are being run by the top ZANU-PF echelons there, the police is useless. They simply record, but they do nothing. They do nothing. Because these particular boys and girls who intimidate us and kill us and everything are authorized by the state. We have what you call SARS. We know there's SARS there. We know there's ferret there. Those are the boys that come and harass us. We know they are there. And when the ferret acts on us, no one questions them. If SARS acts on us, no one asks them. So we're saying,
Senator Komichi, what message would you have towards those that are responsible for these alleged threats?
My message that I have, directly to Mnangagwa himself, not to any other person, stop it. Stop it. We were expecting a president that was going to open a democratic space for us. When we supported you in 2017, we had the hopes of a better Zimbabwe than what we had before. When we pushed people on the street of Zimbabwe in their millions to support you, we were hoping to see a better president than what we see today. We were expecting to see electoral reforms that we've been struggling to get on top of economic reforms and social reforms. But we've never got a single reform. Instead of getting electoral reform that we thought we were going to get in your leadership, we are getting CAP 3, which is a D-reform. Mm-hmm. The abuse and the mutilation of our constitution.
Senator Komichi, chamusiri munyatsoda pa CAP 3 yakapasa zvayo. Asi chamusiri kuda pairi chi.
Zvese zvirimo, I'm not going to choose. that document is not document for the people. It is document for Emmerson Mnangagwa and this cabal. Not even, I can actually excuse and say 70% of the ZANU-PF people don't like that CAP 3 because it's not national in nature. It's not inclusive in nature. It's a particular thing to deal with the success, the rulership of this country. To permanently put the rulership in this country, to permanently put the rulership of this country to a certain tribe, to exclude other tribes, to exclude certain people, identify the people who got potential to be president of this country. They are being excluded by this CAP 3. So we cannot accept a document which is done or designed to create a monarchy or a dynasty. If we continue with this route, if we follow this route, we are angry. We don't want that kind of governance at all. We're supposed to have improved. After this constitution, we were expecting more refined reforms, aligning the constitution with the acts of parliament, improving on what we started in 2013. But CAP 1, CAP 2, CAP 3, the reversal of what we fought for. So we cannot respect Mnangagwa for what he's doing. We thought when it was going to come in 2017, he was going to open this document and say, ladies and gentlemen, let us perfect, let us align the constitution, let us align the constitution with the acts of parliament. Instead, we saw him withdrawing things one by one. Yet he was part and parcel of the people that drafted this constitution. He was part of the team. He was part of the committee. He and Nana Tender Habit. They were the boss of the draft of this constitution. They were the bosses that were signing the amendments here. But today he has taken over as the president. He's mutilating the same document. We supported him not as a president, not as Emerson Mnangagwa. We supported him with the hope that he was going to be a better president than Mnangagwa. But today we are regretting.
Many people, general people, my citizens, Senator Komichi, argue that divisions within the opposition leaders, allowed safe passage for CAP 3. Personal resistance. Mauda uchimuka yazino yapasiwa. Maamuri kupi sema opposition leaders. Why mamsina kubatana? Nguwa yataifungizira kuti sizu mchange makabatana now. Muchita push against CAP 3.
I can't deny that. You are correct. We could have done better. We could have done better if we were united. But I came here, not only here, many other platforms. I wrote on my social media platforms, on my Twitter handle, on my Facebook, on my WhatsApp. I visited every opposition leader in this country, all of them. I visited them, either to their workplaces, either to their homes, on cell phone calls, preaching about the unity. I argued with everybody. We will not achieve anything as long as we are not united. Let us get united so that we can fight, confront ZANU-PF head-on. Let us get united so that we can reject this CAP 3. That I did. And your assessment and assumptions are correct. I cannot argue against that. We could have done better. However, let's not lose hope. Let us actually smile and celebrate that the same people who could not unite before CAP 3 are now uniting. Let us take that opportunity. And let us also go back and say, probably everything is timed. Probably this is the right time. But we could have done better if we united. We could have confronted CAP 3 issues together as a family, but we did not. It's quite regrettable, actually.
Saka, same leaders opposite Matimaka, you've visited everyone, you knocked on everyone's door, you visited their workplaces, you visited them in different spheres. What result is that you did?
No. In the process, I've said there are, so far I've told you, Kune DCP. If you go to DCP, you'll find that there are various leaders that are there as well. If you come to United Opposition in where I am today, you can find that there are so many opposition leaders that are there, parties that are there. The same applies with the CDF. But what we're speaking to right now, what we're trying to do right now, there is a grand coalition that has been announced. The grand coalition. So the grand coalition is going to absorb all those units, so that the grand coalition will be the final arbiter, the final driver, the final actor of our thing. So we are going to be under the one umbrella, which is going to be the grand coalition, which is chaired by the convener. Our convener is Dr. Kudamtat. He's going to be the convener for everybody. We pray and strongly believe and encourage that everyone should come under the grand coalition. We don't need to compete among ourselves. You can't compete to go and kill a lion. Mm-hmm. You actually need a partner to go and kill a lion.
Mu grand coalition.
No, let me not take that opportunity to. I will leave that one to be covered by the convener himself. The convener himself. I'm sure he would have the opportunity to explain that. But what I'm just endorsing and embracing is the idea of the grand coalition. Mm-hmm. So it's also from the United Opposition, we're actually anxious and would want to see every institution, wherever you are, as long as you oppose CAP 3, to come under the Grand Coalition. So encouraging and motivating that everyone who is against CAP 3 should actually come under the Grand Coalition. We don't want to see.
So this
divisions.
is a Grand Coalition specifically formed for CAP 3.
CAP 3 is the issue. Yes, of course. We'll add other things as we go, but let us deal with CAP 3 for now.
And Senator Komichi, could more, you admitted that more could have been done to build a united front against the bill. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's coming after the bill is now a law. What could have been done? And has the opposition lost its ability to mobilize citizens around constitutional issues?
Yeah, yes, of course. I think that is clear. We didn't manage to come together, which means we had problems among ourselves of trust or appreciation, experience and knowledge about how we should confront these challenges of this nature. So we could have done better, as I said before, and we failed. We failed to do that. Although we talked about it, although we engaged, although we did everything within our capacity to encourage that coalition by that time, it did not happen. When it happened, it was in small fragmentation still. We had United Opposition there, we had CDF there, we had DCP there. These were coalitions, but they were not coordinated. They were not coordinated because the skills that are found in United Opposition may not be found in the CDF. The skills found in CDF may not be found in United Opposition and may not be found in DCP. And skills in DCP may not be found in either CDF or UO. But what I'm saying is when you bring these particular skills together, you can then make use of each other. We complement each other. I see that with this Grand Coalition coming in place, I got hope. That's why I'm smiling. That's why I'm smiling.
In an imaginary world, in another world, not this one, Senator Komichi, there's a possibility that you can fight and stand a chance to win against the war, CAP 3. What will be next? CAP 3.
My dream. I don't want many opposition parties because we are falling in the hands of the regime. Let me give you a simple arithmetic situation. Let's say the opposition people are 2 million. And ruling party people are 1.8 million, for example. An example. The ruling party will maintain its 1.8 million. Solid. It's also by virtue of president, we will divide the 2 million. It is likely that because, for example, someone was telling me that there are 144 opposition political parties with ZEC today. So, by using any kind of scale or weights, you divide 144 into 2 million. You've lost the game already.
No,
even if you say my party is ridiculous, that's why I'm saying weighing. You might find that your strongest party in that one will get 1.6 million. You share 400,000. My party is ridiculous. ZANU-PF or the ruling party wins by 1.8 million because it has maintained it. Yet, if the opposition had actually gone to election in a grand coalition, for example, they were going to be assured of their 2 million votes, and they would beat the ruling party. So, technically, the so-called democracy in the opposition fraternity needs to be reviewed. Somewhere else where I've interacted with, they are now resorting to alliances. You can have your small party, but when you go for election, you look into the agenda of alliance. A typical example is Kenya, where the Azimio Alliance, which was being led by the late Odinga, had 15 political parties. Those ones with the people and they thought the people, but it gives the opposition people on the ground the confidence of seriousness. It gives the the invisibility of an opposition movement. So that is what I would think, that is what I would recommend and encourage and motivate people to start thinking about.
Senator Komichi, you and I are not legal people, but do you think that there is scope for there's still scope for legal challenges or further advocates despite the bill becoming law?
It is, as I said before, it is very unfortunate to have a party called ZANU-PF in Zimbabwe. Further unfortunate again to have a president called Mnangagwa. Everything that we have in this country in terms of institutions are captured by ZANU-PF. So if you meet any lawyer or any judge outside the courtroom, he or she will tell you that the CAP 3 was unconstitutionally processed. The constitution was violated. Section 3, 2, 8, 6, and 7 are very clear. The Bill of Rights is very clear on the rights of the people to vote. It's being withdrawn. But the cabal is redefining the constitution or the English language. So if you had an independent judiciary, like other countries somewhere else, the CAP 3 was going to be brought down by the courts. The High Courts, the Supreme Court, and the Constitutional Court were going to rule against this process. But unfortunately, who among those judges got the courage to challenge Mnangagwa as a person? Because this case, CAP 3, is not for Ziyambi Ziyambi. It's not for Jacob Mudenda, the Speaker of Parliament. This is a CAP 3 is a project for Emmerson Mnangagwa. And everyone knows that. So who then can challenge? I've never seen any judge in this country who challenged the president of the country, of this country, even during Mugabe's time. So if the judges are going to rule in favor of the people of Zimbabwe, we will thank God. But the probability are that they will endorse CAP 3. They will declare that the process was constitutional. That's what I think would happen.
Senator Komichi, as we get to the tail of this program, what is your message to Zimbabweans who feel that their voices were ignored during the CAP 3 process, the amendment process?
I believe that the people of Zimbabwe must heed the call to the peaceful mass demonstration that's going to be called in Zimbabwe. All Zimbabweans in their millions, they should heed the call. We are going to be guided by the constitution of this country. We are going to use the section in section 59 of our constitution. We are going to inform the police as far as required by MOPA, and we are going to be peaceful in our demonstrations. We will abide by the law, but we must express ourselves in Zimbabwe. If not everywhere in Zimbabwe, that is what we would want, to express ourselves in a peaceful way. No one will be encouraged to be violent. Don't attack people's properties. Move, walk, sing peacefully to express our disappointment in as far on how the CAP 3
Senator Komichi, you have been an opposition leader for the longest time. Have you seen instances where a demonstration, in the sense of just walking in the street, peaceful as it may, walking up and down, you say you want to come from 40, go to what, then you end over a petition to Parliament. Is that worked in Zimbabwe?
Yes, it has worked.
In what instance?
This constitution did not come over the silver platter. We demonstrated for it. However, the then government arrested us for that. I'm one of the victims of this constitution. We conducted what we call the Democratic Resistance Campaign, in which I was the commander. I was arrested and stayed in prison for 7 months, tortured, beaten, poisoned. So many things happened to me. I almost died. I organized demonstrations, and it worked. This constitution did not just come on the silver platter. It was worked for so many years. So we are prepared to relaunch the demonstrations.
President Mnangagwa has on several occasions said that he has no appetite to continue beyond the extension of his term, which is in 2028. And here you are saying that President Mnangagwa is seeking to create a dynasty. What are the dynamics that are at play here?
No, he's not telling us this. He's not telling us the truth.
What is the truth?
He wants to be there until he dies.
So after
Cape 3, if you can look at the Cape 3, it's actually what do you call it? It was actually designed to maintain his presidency. Whether him or his successor, whatever, that one we cannot speculate. But the Cape 3, because he's already extended time for himself. Cape 3 extends the time of rulership, Yage Mnangagwa, from 28 to 2030. He cannot come back and say he would want to go when his time comes. No, he does not want. He is going to be there according to the constitution. Mm-hmm. And according to the draconian cab law, constitution, he's going to be there 2023. We cannot speculate.
2030.
Sorry, 2030. Mm-hmm. We cannot speculate. We are speculating. That is speculation. But as far as the law stands today, Emerson Mnangagwa will be the president for 2030.
But there is still a chance that President Emerson Mnangagwa might leave office after the end of his term, as he has publicly said on several occasions. That is enough, as Senator Komichi.
That is speculation. Mm-hmm. The truth of the matter, we're guided by the law. Mm-hmm. The law says term ya Mnangagwa, you guys need 2 terms. Term ya parliament, you guys need 2 terms.
At least now we are appreciating that this one is now a law.
It's a draconian law. Mm-hmm. It's a law, but draconian in nature. I'm not even appreciating it. I'm actually angry about it. Mm-hmm. What's the draconian law? Mm-hmm. It's giving Mnangagwa 2 extra years. So Mnangagwa will be with us. If you had
the opportunity to meet with President Mnangagwa today, what would you say regarding Cape 3 and Zimbabwe's constitutional future?
What if I would meet Mnangagwa? Mm-hmm. I would tell him, please, if you were shy to reverse the Cape 3, influence the Constitutional Court to rule against it. Because you will be a better person without Cape 3. You will leave a better legacy without Cape 3. You will be a respected person without Cape 3. So with Cape 3, he has lost the legacy. With Cape 3, he has lost even quite gona kuitao kuma area kwa gona kitao. People will not see that. People are going to see a leader who has made their life miserable. So my advice to Emerson, kuna Mnangagwa right now, because I'm giving an advice, let me respect him. Mm-hmm. If I were him, I would influence the Constitutional Court to reverse what he did by declaring Cape 3 unconstitutional, so that he maintains his legacy, so that he goes to retire a better man. If he does not do that, people are going to hate him. The people are going to hate him. Even people will be able to hate his grave. His grave will be hated by the people of Zimbabwe. So my advice to him, Cape 3 has no advantage whatsoever on him and his legacy. Thank you.
There you have it, Zimbabweans. This was opposition leader Morgan Komichi. We were discussing Cape 3 and the reasons why they are saying no to Cape 3, even after the bill has been passed into law. It remains to be seen whether they will be successful in their pursuit to overturn the decision that directed Cape 3 into being law. Until next time, it's bye for now.